I don't care if Michael Jackson freaked off with little boys or not. It doesn't bother me. Fuck those kids, and fuck their greedy parents, too. What's important to me is that Michael is the greatest entertainer who ever lived, bar none. Watch him dance. Pay attention to the showmanship. No one ever came close. Elvis was a bogus white guy with sex appeal and good looks who ripped off a lot of great black music, watered it down, and made it safe for lame whites who couldn't handle the experience of raw, emotional black music. Never grew as an artist, remained an entertainer. Fuck Elvis. Sammy Davis Jr.? Nice try. Ordinary dancer, ordinary singer, second-rate impressionist. I also didn't like the insincere sincerity. But he was a nice man personally. I give him credit for that. Frank Sinatra? Great singer of songs, among the best. Superb musician, grew as an artist. No showmanship, though. Arrogant, too, and mean to ordinary people. Fuck him. Michael Jackson buries them all. I say give him a bunch of kids and let them dance.
Now, that's your specific experience. What would you say in the overview about the concept of war? I mean, it seems so, yeah, just...
Well, first of all, it is great theater. It's great entertainment. I mean, they don't call it the theater of war for nothing. The European theater, the Pacific theater. I know it's a show. And I'm here for the show. I figured that out a long time ago. You know, philosophers say, why are we here? What is this all about? I'm here for the entertainment. I like the idea of a lot of people dying. I can't help it. It's just something, I just happen to, I really mean that. It's not a comic exaggeration or anything. When I turn to the news, when they say breaking news, I'm hoping it's not some bill that got passed. I'm hoping it's a huge explosion somewhere, a lot of dead people. I just love it. And war is great. War is great because it just goes on and on. They're never going to learn. They never, and I blame the soldiers. You know, a lot of people blame the politicians. I blame these soldiers who keep showing up. These assholes, since the Turks, the Russia, the Greeks, everybody. Well, okay, I'll be there. Testosterone. Not smart. No wonder they say, you want an education? Come in here. They need an education. They're not that bright.
George, don't you think that all those are young boys who are just kind of fearful for... What do you need?
Need some to drink? Yeah, getting dry here.
You know, I mean... Is that not comic exaggeration? I can't believe you think that. Well, so many of the kids in our armed forces are kids who are buffaloed by a system. They don't have the education or the money to fight that system, and they're just kind of ramrodded overseas into these piss holes to defend old white men's concepts that don't mean anything.
To defend white men's private property. That's what it is. They're protecting older people's property. No, I understand that, but you said overview a little earlier. And overview to me means the whole deal. And I just think if they never showed up, what would these people do? What would the statesmen and the politicians do? They'd have to have fist fights or something. I mean, why? They just keep going back. They keep going, yeah, we'll be there, it's fun, we'll kill a guy and everything. You know, I mean,
yeah, but you got to watch Breaker Morant or Paths of Glory, and you see what happens to these poor slobs who don't show up. Yeah. They're put in front of a firing squad, for Christ's sake. At least over there, you're running around in the jungle, you got half a chance, you know.
I'm suggesting there is an alternative, although it's probably not doable. It's a macro idea. The idea is, fuck these people. Don't go. Nobody goes. If nobody goes, they're going to kill them all? They're going to have trials for every single person? No. I'm just living in a different kind of world. I don't subscribe. I don't buy into all the premises that go into this system. I have pulled myself away a long time ago. Well, it's probably about 10 years.
It's an existential view.
When I finally decided, fuck these people, these humans. Let them do their thing. I'll watch. It's fun. I'm out here. I have no stake in the outcome anymore. I don't care what happens to you. I don't care what happens to your country. I don't care what happens to your species. You can go get fucked because it's fun to watch you destroy each other. It's entertaining. Look at...
You got any dates you want to push?
Yeah, right. You know what's nice? You know what's really nice about the public? They sit there and they go, he doesn't mean us, honey. He doesn't mean us. He's talking about those people
Well, tell him you do mean them.
I do. No, they know that. They know that.
You want me on that wall.
I'm waiting for when they can get those anthrax germs into little suitcases and set them off in the middle of a city. That's going to be fun. You don't need all this war. You don't need all these tanks and shit. What you need is some botulism stuff. You throw it around. You get the water supply. This is going to be fun. See, I'm talking about entertainment, and I really mean that. I think it's funny and fun, and I love watching it. And when they said that Gulf War was going to be on TV, I didn't know it was going to be all graphs. I thought we were going to see some stuff. Graphs and maps and shit. No, get in there. Show me this stuff. I can't wait till the Middle East really explodes. Ancient hatreds and modern weapons. My kind of show, man. My kind of show. The Americans seem to think that the party's going to last forever, and the holiday goes on, and they don't really see the error of certain things. I mean, Thomas Rainsford Lounsbury was an educator in the 19th century, and he said, "It never ceases to surprise me at the infinite capacity of the human mind to resist the introduction of useful knowledge." And that's what it is. People know better. People sense better. But they go against it. They just think they think there are no consequences.
It kills me that
it's a steady downhill slide. You know, this country is really finished. I mean, it really is technically finished. It's just a matter of playing out the end game more. I'm talking about the fact that a war is old men protecting their property by sending young men off. Rich old men protecting their property by sending middle class and lower class young men off to die. It always has been. It's all about owning things. You know, all of this back and forth and debate implies that there are really choices in this country, that we really have choices, freedom of choice.
Well, it's
an
all-volunteer
illusion.
army.
Americans are they're having trouble filling the slots in this all-volunteer army. I wonder why.
Well, raise the pay of the military.
Let me say one thing about choice. There is no real choice. They say freedom of choice. You're given an illusion of choice. Americans are meant to feel free by the exercise of meaningless choices. You don't have, you know what the choices are in this country? Paper or plastic, a aisle or window, smoking or non-smoking. Those are your real choices. You began a sentence a little while ago with it's not a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise that rich white men don't care about poor black people, period. So they're not high on their list. They're not high on their list.
George,
They're
I love you, George, but that's
I don't
nonsense.
care if you love me or not.
That's
They're not
nonsense.
high on the conscious or the subconscious list of those people who are in charge of things in this country. The owners, forget these foolish elections, the owners of this country don't care about the poor in general.
The owners of this country, what are we going... is this Karl Marx talking to me? The owners of this country are the voters of this country.
You're wrong about that, my friend.
Aren't the owners of this country the voters in this country who elected George Bush?
No, they're not. Listen, politics, these elections are a charade. It is a charade.
Oh, okay.
They are meant to... Well, I'll tell you, just listen for a minute. Learn a little something. The elections and politicians are in place in order to give Americans the illusion that they have freedom of choice. You don't really have choice in this country. I have an addendum to that. The real looting in this country takes place in the transfer of the wealth from the poor to the rich. I'm sorry that you don't like class and the truth, my friend, but you're just stuck with it. Class and the poor have been systematically looted in this country. The rich have been made richer under this criminal, fascist president and his government.
Okay. You know, George, I think you know. Do you know what fascism is? You know what fascism is?
You know what
Nazis are?
Wait, sir. When fascism comes to America, it will not be in brown and black shirts. It will not be with jack boots. It will be Nike sneakers and smiley shirts. Smiley. The fascism. Germany lost the Second World War. Fascism won it. Believe me, my friend.